What corporate policy did you find a loophole in that saved you thousands? So my gym sends me this bill for $3,200 saying I damaged their equipment. Apparently I broke a treadmill that was already making weird noises when I used it. I'm at the gym at 6 a.m. like always, doing my usual 3-mile run on treadmill number 7. About 20 minutes in, the belt starts making this grinding sound. I slow down to check what's happening when suddenly the whole thing just dies. Complete shutdown. Emergency stoplight flashing. The manager, this guy Derek, who always acts like he owns the place, comes over with his clipboard. He's looking at the machine, then at me, then back at the machine. What did you do to it? He asks, like I personally destroyed his life savings. I explain that it just stopped working, but he's already writing stuff down. 3 days later, I get this certified letter demanding $3,200 for willful destruction of premium fitness equipment. The letter even included a photo of me stepping off the treadmill right before it died like I was some kind of equipment saboteur. I'm freaking out because my wedding is in 4 months and Sarah and I have been saving every penny. This would completely destroy our budget. We're talking about having to cancel the photographer, maybe even the venue. Sarah thinks I should just pay it to avoid drama. It's not worth fighting a big corporation, she keeps saying, but something about the whole situation felt wrong. That treadmill had been sketchy for weeks. Everyone who worked out in the mornings knew to avoid it. The belt would slip, the speed would randomly change, and it made this awful squealing noise. So I did something that my dad always taught me, but I'd never actually tried. I went to their website and found their member handbook. Page 47 mentioned something called Equipment Transparency Protocols, where members could request maintenance records for any machine they'd used. Most people would probably just give up, but I work in data analysis, so I know how to dig through paperwork. I sent them a formal request citing their own policy. Derek tried to brush me off at first, saying they don't typically share that information, but I'd already printed out their policy, black and white, right there in their own handbook. Members have the right to review maintenance logs for equipment involved in injury or damage claims. 3 weeks later, I get this massive email with attachments. When I opened those maintenance files, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Treadmill number 7 had been reported for problems 7 different times in the past month alone. Belt slipping incidents on February 3rd, 8th, and 15th. Motor overheating warnings on February 12th and 20th. Emergency stop failures on February 18th and 22nd. My incident happened on February 24th. But here's the crazy part. They kept that machine running the entire time. Every single report recommended taking it out of service immediately. But there's this note from Derek saying, defer maintenance until quarterly service window. They knew it was a ticking time bomb, but kept it open because they didn't want to reduce their equipment availability during peak season. I printed everything out and walked into Derek's office. The second he saw that stack of papers, his whole attitude changed. Gone was the tough guy act. He started stammering about how these things happen, and maybe we could work something out. We're willing to settle this amicably, he said, suddenly way less cocky than when he was demanding $3,000 from me. I told him I wanted the charges dropped completely, plus compensation for the stress and time I'd spent fighting this. He disappeared into the back office for 10 minutes, probably calling corporate lawyers. When he came back, he had this look like someone had just explained basic liability law to him. Not only did they drop the $3,200 charge, but they cut me a check for $840, a full-year membership refund, because they'd been knowingly operating unsafe equipment. The best part? 2 weeks later, I saw them replacing 3 more treadmills. Apparently, once corporate found out about the maintenance issues, they did a full audit and discovered half their cardio equipment was overdue for repairs. Sarah and I used that $840 for our honeymoon upgrade. Instead of the basic package, we got the Ocean View Suite in Maui. Sometimes the best defense isn't fighting harder, it's just asking for the paperwork they really don't want you to see. Derek still works there, but now he actually follows the maintenance schedule. Funny how accountability works when there's a paper trail.